Thank you. Everyone who blessed me.
That's a great way to get blessed. We'll start season.
Welcome to Malvern Books, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to the wonderful launch of the INF Press. We're super excited to have Jenna and Andrea here tonight to read from their new books. And we're going to start the evening off with Andrea, and then Jenna will close us out. Andrea Eames is a poet and novelist living in Austin after 8 years in New Zealand and 17 in Zimbabwe. She has released 2 critically acclaimed novels so far, both published by Harvill Secker, an imprint of Penguin Random House UK, and set in Zimbabwe: The Cry of the Go-Away Bird and The White Shadow. The White Shadow was shortlisted for the 2012 Dylan Thomas Prize. Her first poetry collection, The Making of Stones, was released in March 2016, and her second, New Monsters, was released in February 2017. Andrea aims to be vulnerable, vivid, and honest in her poetry and prose. Andrea,
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out on a Friday. I know there are lots of exciting things to be doing. Hello, welcome. So Jenna and I started INF Press last year, and it's been a bit of an exciting process figuring out cover designs and typesetting and all those things that you never have to think about when you're being published by somebody else. But we did it somehow, and came up with our covers and put things together. So I'm very proud of Jenna and everything she's done, and glad that we're here tonight, and thank you for being here. So we're going to read you some poetry. Hope you like poetry, because that's what you're getting. I'm afraid that most of my poems in this book are a little depressing, because they come from a rather dark period of my life, and the ones that aren't depressing are erotica, so you're welcome. Enjoy. I won't read those ones, though. Those ones are for you to read later by yourselves. I mean, I could read some now, but I'm not going to. Okay. This is the first one in the book, called the poem Fish. I hook a poem at last, after days spent dredging weed and drowned men's fingers. I know from the line's wriggle that I have something live, and I see it sliced through the water edgewise, to be plucked back as I turn the reel and plucked again. I am letting it tire itself out, I say, but really I am glorying in the spite of it, willing it to win as I watch it, snagged but still swimming. One silver muscle, one mindless thought, deft and shineful even in its panicked clumsiness, fey and shineful with its bulging cheek and eye. Near caught, still more beautiful than anything free. It may tire of its own luster, its own impertinent life, but I will not. And although I tug and seduce, coiling it shorewards, I wish it to bulk, twist, rest itself loose in the amber water, and then rest itself safe, bland-eyed in the riverbed, peering at my fractured and helpless reflection, the poet thwarted, poemless, left dangling. But it is no use. I land it every time, one way or another, and I can reach in with 2 fingers and a flourish to slice the meat of it free. A pink and thin fractal, a trick on my part, like whipping out a tablecloth and leaving the plates rattling but unbroken. It is all a trick on my part. I wish I had left it alone. There is something unnatural about poets, that we must dredge and dig and heave and gut and kill and show you the shape of our fish and the immense impressive size of it, when all we did was bait and wait and look and hook and claim it as our own. Thank you. I wrote a lot about fairy tales in this book and legends and things, so if you like that stuff, I do, obviously. This one's called Gretel. There's nothing a hot bath won't cure, said Sylvia Plath as she hopped into the open oven. Meanwhile, 2 parents who believed in fostering independence took their children on a nature walk. No helicopter parenting for these 2. Good old-fashioned childhoods they wanted, with skinned knees and mud pies and a healthy sense of abandonment. And so they got the kids well and truly lost, went home and cashed in the college funds, and congratulated themselves on their lack of smothering. The 2 children had suspected something, and tried to leave a trail with breadcrumbs brought to feed the ducks. Ants and oblivious birds scuppered that plan. Some background. Their names were Hansel and Gretel, poor things. The boy we can safely ignore, but the girl was trouble, and refused to eat at the dinner table, and delighted in vomiting up her hoarded Easter chocolates, kept for months and staling. She tended to bite when cornered. They reached the candy house at night, all empty belly, Hansel saw sugar and salivated. Gretel saw a house of sweet secrets. Hansel suckled his thumb. Gretel had her plan in mind from the beginning when the hag came out, the shrieking witch clothed in nothing but lanugo, missing all her teeth, ineffectual breath mints wedged into each soft socket. She stuffed Hansel in a cage and force-fed him red vines and milk duds, but used Gretel for the household chores, because she didn't see breasts and puppy fat as good eating, but as blubber to be trussed in an apron. Hansel, then, was fattened, pot-bellied, man-boobed, and spent his days licking his fingers, and Gretel cleaned the pans in preparation, and the naked witch combed her body hair and thumbed through magazines for recipe ideas. When Hansel was fat enough, the hag turned the heat to 400 for a quick roast, but before she could roll the toddler in, Gretel kneed her in the back and punted her, screaming, into her own oven, making sure to sever the toes and fingers that grasped for the door. Hansel waddled his way home, guided by woodland creatures that had decided to be magical at last, and his parents were delighted to take him to nutritionists and family counseling, and started a charity in his name for victims of cannibalistic witches. Gretel stayed. She ate the candy house, all of it, even the black licorice that she hated, and left the oven till last. Then she was seized with an unexpected hunger again, smelling the singed hair and the gristle. And when the blackened and clattering charnel fell through the open door, she devoured every last bit of it, and nothing had ever tasted as good, and she understood the witch at last, and sucked the bones clean and white as peppermint sticks. Let's do a couple more. Yeah. All right. I'll read Red Riding Hood as well, since we're on the fairy tale kick. Red Riding Hood. You have a basket of goodies made by mother and grandmother, baked in their ovens, thumbprinted by their hands. There is suet in there, and sugar, and the rising resentment of flour. They are shrouded with cloth sewn by mother and grandmother, stitched thimbleless and bloody, drubbed hard in the laundry, worn thin in places, folds parting to the hot breath of baking, the dead yeast fermenting. You ferry bonbons forth and back between the two, along with gossip and years-old vendettas. You wear a cloak dyed red, again stitched thimbleless by mother and grandmother, again pinpricked with their bloods. It envelops all of you, a red tent, head to foot and hood drawn up. You keep your damp hair covered as you cover the sweetmeats. You are in search of the wolf, hairy-palmed and meat-breathing, thick-furred and stinking. You were warned of wolves in the woods, but your woods remained bluebirded and bunnied, a fairy tale forest. Your goodies have passed unmolested until now. If you want wolves, you will have to summon them yourself. You will have to unhood and bare your pale forehead to the birds, and you must uncloak. Beneath, you are damp with the sweat of 1,000 such expeditions, 1,000 toothless, clawless expeditions. The thought gives you courage. Here are your folds parted, and here is your virgin mouth unveiled, your face eager, roared by your first unfiltered forest air. Here is your basket, uncovered, still steaming. And where is my promised wolf? Come, bright-toothed and bristling. Come, tongue-lolling and transient. Come so that we may feast on mother and grandmother together, their good wholesome parts and home cookings, and their bloated and barren bellies. Okay, I'm going to do two more. They're short, so they won't be too tedious. So it's called Mountains. I am a woman loved like mountains from a distance. Men love to map me and name me after themselves, guess at the shapes of my crevices and crevasses before they pack their provisions and plan an ascent, pickaxes and the like, sandwiches, the kinds of things men pack for an uncomplicated mountain. They've climbed others and they know what to expect, they think. Glory at the top, where they'll stab a flag like an umbrella in a mixed drink. Cheers to the conquerors. But I will freeze your feeble balls off before I let you take this scree and guano-speckled rock, uglier than you thought, and pitted with acne scars and sly, spiteful gorse, and roots to trip, and thorns to blind. Go to hell for thinking I am a mountain you can scale like any other. Save me from this lame lover, this cautious climber, and fuck your flag. I think I'll do one about women, because the other one about men, yeah? That's fair. All right. Women. Women, we make ourselves in the stoves of our bellies, from the kindling of years. Tears wiped with sleeves or soaked in shoulders, grunts born, blood lost, monthly or otherwise, old skins sloughed, cooked in love's steady and resentful flame. Men have forgotten that we were the first to make fists, to make teeth, to make cocks even. We are matryoshki, one within one, violently painted. We will crack you like eggs. Women, we are braided together with umbilical cords and sinew. Of them we make stout harnesses. We pull together through tundra, packs of us, steaming the snow, tied neck to neck, bloodying our paws. We knot our cords and make ropes. We throw them from our tower windows and climb free, skirts blown open to the downward world, exposing our wide-mouthed animal, our one great belly that eats and spits, one kiln, one bundle of kindling, baking the world like bread. And I lied, I'm going to do one more because it's the last one in the book and I like to finish with it. This one's called Ocean. The ocean is the worst and wisest place at which to ask your questions. You skim them like stones across the wrinkling crawl, and it is large enough to hold all uncertainty. It is a shifting, swirling question of its own. What do you want with each strafing wave that claws at the shingle, mouth foaming? What do you want with the gull's mew and the sea subsiding with the harsh of its own answer? A creek and a judder, and we are a foot further from France, and a trickle of pebbles shows the cliff has sunk an inch, and a cupful of sand brown as sugar is blown out to sea. The wind snatches the inner curl of my eyes, wicks away moisture. The sea is all spilled salt, and you must throw it over your shoulder to keep the devil away. Keep it swung over your shoulder like a mesh bag made for carrying oranges. Thank you.